don't worry, I will talk about voting with the wallet, but I won't ask you money. So, my point is, I'm very ambitious, and I want to resume into only one slide all the problem of the world. In the world, we are a multifaceted crisis. It has four phases. The first is economic. We still have 1 billion people poor in the world, living with less than $1 per day. We have an environmental problem. We have a problem of life satisfaction. And we have very many financial crises, one following the other. The deep causes of all these crises are three, and they relate to the narrow-mindedness in the way we conceive human beings, corporations, and the wealth of nations. As you all know, the GDP querelle, many things have price but have no value, and many things that have really a lot of value for us have no price. So price and value are not the same thing. I think that there is only, I'm still more ambitious, because I think there is only one solution to all this problem, and this solution is the vote with the wallet. You know the old philosopher Archimedes, he said, give me a place to stand, and with a lever I will move the whole world. I think that vote with the wallet is that lever. What is the vote with the wallet? Is the awareness of us as consumers and savers that by awarding the companies which are at the vanguard in creating social, environmentally sustainable value, we can change the world. Why? Because if one people change political vote, nothing happens. If only one people change a bank or award the top company in terms of three-sided efficiency, all the world can change. This gives a very powerful instrument to change the rule, to change politics, and to change the behavior of companies. And companies have room to become more socially and environmentally responsible, which is what most companies want. I think that I'm very optimistic about this, and I think the vote with the wallet will win. Why? Because it's not a matter of altruism. It's a matter of self-interest, long-sighted self-interest. Why we have to buy a green product? Because it's good for our health. Why we have to buy a socially responsible product of a company which is better in giving more to workers? Because it's good for us as workers. That's why this will win. I think that now we are still masochists as consumers, as investors, but we will learn how not to be masochists in the future, and we are learning actually. If all of us are the consumers of the world and get out of this room and vote with the world has changed. It's very easy, but let's see how can it work. I want to start from this is one of my experience with volunteers in the slum of Nairobi. Okay, here people live, and these people earn $30 per day, $10 are to pay the rent in these houses. And why this is a problem? Globalization made us a trick, because now we cannot neglect anymore the stories of these people, because these people compete with us as workers. Companies look for the cheapest wages, and as far as these people are so poor, they will be a threat for workers in our countries. So very important, we know also that in globalization there is a great opportunity and there is convergence now. Poor countries are growing more than rich countries. But how long this convergence will take? Still many years. And the real issue is, the problem is still this, and the real issue is, what are we doing to promote a bottom-up convergence instead of a top-down convergence? Here, the vote in the wallet can do a lot. Why? Because we can give an award to those companies which go in these countries and do more to improve in the best way possible wage of these people and to respect the environment. But from this problem, the economic problem, also the financial problem comes. As we all know, the imperative of the economy is to consume more. And how is it possible to consume more if the wages in the rich countries are going down due to the competition with people in the poor countries? Of course, the only way to consume more by earning less is by accumulating debt. And that's why the financial crisis came. Still, the environmental crisis is related. We all know that if we want to prevent pollution, we can do three things. We can either work on population, we can work on the our standard of living, or we can improve the energy efficiency of our production. We can produce GDP in a more energy efficient way. And still here, if we don't want to be neo-Malthusianist, we want to reduce population, if you don't want to degrow, the only way is to vote with the wallet and to award those companies which are at vanguard in creating economic value in an environmentally sustainable way. The last point, very interesting, how many economists are studying life satisfaction. We know everything about happiness. And we know that people are very unhappy when the GDP does not grow, but we also know that people can remain still unhappy even if GDP grows. And why? Because there are some things that cannot be both, and they are the most important things for our life satisfaction. All the empirical studies tells this. What are these things? The first one is relational goods. We are relational in essence as human beings. For relational goods, we mean those fellow feelings, those emotional consent that we have when we share time with people. We have the same experience of us, the same way of thinking, okay? We can create relational good between me and us if you like what I say. If you don't like, we cannot create it. The problem is that relational goods are very fragile. They can be produced in love relationship, in friendships, in team sports, in associational life, in congregational life. But relational goods are very fragile. First of all, they are time intensive. They require a lot of time. And efficiency asks us to produce more in less time. So we don't have time for relational goods. The second is that relational goods are also fragile because it's not enough that I decide that it is important. It's important that also you decide that it's important. You need coordination between investment of different people. And we are getting short of these relational goods. The other problem, another thing that is very important for our happiness is difficult to buy stimulus goods. What are stimulus goods? This is a paradox. There are something that we cannot just buy because we have money in our pocket. Before buying it, we need to acquire an ability. We need to invest in our skills. This is for sport ability, for cultural ability, for many other abilities, okay? So, stimulus goods are hardest goods. They require an investment before they can be enjoyed. I can see these people enjoying the day, the sunny day and the slope, but it's not enough to have money if I don't know how to ski, to enjoy as well. Unfortunately, in the society, we are full not just of stimulus goods, but also of comfort goods. Comfort goods are goods that produce dependence, and unfortunately, these goods also reduce our capacity to invest in comfort goods. So at the roots of what is at the root of the crisis? Again, the narrow-mindedness in the way we conceive human beings, firms, and wealth of nations. As you know, we are evolving as economists. We are moving from the homo economicus to persona. The homo economicus was a very narrow-minded way of conceiving the human being. 100% myopic self-interest. Utility and happiness, which depends also on the results, achieved with the minimum effort. The way human beings are is completely different. We are not just self-interest, but we are also empathy, relationships, moral commitment. And funny enough, what matters for our happiness is not the result, what happens on the way to the results, all the circumstances of actions. Again, sometimes you also will hit the paradox that if something is achieved with more effort, it's worth more. So it's not the minimum effort, but the effort contributes to the happiness. This is very important because we can have a world with narrow-minded people buying products from narrow-minded firms and being very unhappy. Or we can have long-sighted people buying products from long-sighted companies, voting with the wallet, and contributing to solve all these crises. But first of all, I want to say that homo economicus has three problems. First of all, it's sad. All empirical evidence on happiness tells us that these people is very sad. Second, homo economicus is a minority. The experiments tells us that, lucky enough, there are not very few people that behave like that. And third, which is more important, the homo economicus is socially harmful. Why? Because life is made of social dilemmas, situations in which we have informational asymmetry, incomplete contracts, and only if there is enough trust and trustworthiness, we do things. And we do super additivity. We create things which are bigger than what we can do individually. Hence, we have to vote with the wallet to do that. Is there enough people voting with the wallet around the world? I'm very confident. Also, you can see also from this evidence, the last Nielsen inquiry tells us that out of 28,000 interviews in 56 countries, there are many people doing that. 46% of people say is willing to pay more for products and services of socially and environmentally responsible firms. Of course, this evidence is overstated because if you ask you, are you good? Everyone says yes, but then if you have to pay something for being good, the reality is a bit different. So just reduced by 10, 20% this. But still, it's a lot of people. What do we need to vote with the wallet? I know obviously what is the objection. How can I know if a company is good, is stopping defending workers, is good in the environment? We have to improve the supply. We have to improve the information. We need a market like this where people can choose not only on the basis of price, but also on the basis of social and environmental quality of companies. This is very important. International institutions are investing a lot to create applications on the web for allowing people to aim to the code with that cell phone, to the code of the product, and to know everything about the companies. This will make us closer to what we define perfect competition in economics, which is a world where perfectly informed consumers, we are not perfectly informed, we know only the price, can decide what to buy. And here you see the products. Again, do people really vote with the wallet? As you can see, they do. This is an experiment done in ABC, a commercial center in New York. 28,000 people coming every week, 2 candle sellers. The one on the left-hand side put a sign saying that his candles are social and environmentally responsible and whatever. And after that, in the following months, that seller sells 40% more than the other with higher price. So this means that when people is put in the condition to vote with the wallet, without the cost of search, they do it. So again, if we want to reach this potential, we have to improve our supply. So that's my final point. Voting with the wallet is like skiing. It's a stimulus good, but it's a stimulus good which makes us happier and is a very powerful instrument to save the world. I think we really are at the eve of a new era of the world. Note that I can make you some example of how this has worked. One example is the banana market in the United Kingdom. Very few people started sell fair trade banana. These fair trade banana were sold, and what happened? What happened with the big companies? The big companies found it optimal to imitate those producers, saying, we also want to conquer these ethical consumers. We will start producing or selling bananas with high social and environmental standards. And today, the market share of these ethical bananas in the UK is extremely huge. We are a mainstreaming of this. Okay. So basically, what I'm saying, we are at the eve of the new era. I think that so far the mankind has lived has walked by just jumping on one leg, like this. Okay? Now we are in a new stage of the evolution, and we are learning to work with the left and the right leg. The right leg is the political vote. The left leg is the vote with the wallet. So let's vote with the wallet. Thank you very much.